Pros Radio Show, where business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, best-selling authors of Lists That Save My Business and founders of Experience Pros University, are inspiring you to get your business right. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Hello and welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us for ours. We're here to remind you that small business is big business, and your business is our business.
Well, good morning. Happy morning to you.
How you doing?
Fantastic, I think.
Love that, love that. Hey, you're one whose battery regularly runs out, right? I mean, like for your cell phone, your phone loses its charge on a regular occasion.
Yours doesn't?
No, never. Never.
What are you, like Electroman?
No,
and yours is just always charged?
Every night. Like we've had this conversation for decades.
Okay, you charge it every night. I wait until the battery is low before I plug it in.
You're not low. Out. Dead. Gone. Kaput. Gone. That's what you do.
Sometimes it does die.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Okay.
So you plug it in. It's like a big issue for Eric that my phone would ever die.
Well,
I'll be out and about. I'm like, oh, my phone died. All right, put it away. He's like,
no.
You let your phone die.
You can't do that.
And you can't, and you're going to be without it.
Why would you?
You've got to have an emergency.
Seriously?
And he's looking for a plug. It is not that big a deal.
So
I don't think that really anything that happens on my phone is an emergency.
Yeah.
Very rarely is an emergency. Now, this morning, Eric called and it was an emergency. I actually happened to have my phone in my hand when you called, which is the only reason I answered the phone.
Oh.
But I usually have it turned off. I don't have it turned on. I like having my phone. I like the tool that it is. It is handy. I do a lot with it. But if I don't have it or the battery dies, I think I'm going to be okay.
Well, one guy didn't think so much. Did you hear about the guy in the Broadway play who decided just before the play was ready to start, he jumped up on stage and tried to charge his phone in an electrical outlet on the stage.
During the play?
Yeah, just before the play.
Just before the play.
Yeah.
Oh.
He saw an outlet.
Uh-huh.
His phone was low.
Oh.
And he went up and tried to charge his. You know what the problem was?
What's the problem?
It was a set. It wasn't a real.
Oh, it wasn't a real.
No, he plugged it into the set.
So now we have a phone in the set.
Not charging.
Not charging, and it was probably like a, 1920s like play where there was no cell phones yet invented.
It was a puppet
during that era.
It was a puppet play called Hand to God, and Sarah Stiles wrote out on Twitter, a guy jumped on the stage and plugged his phone into the fake outlet on our set just before we started.
How
Full
funny.
moon, hashtag full moon, or hashtag idiot.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, that's you, though. That's you. You're like always
looking for an outlet.
looking for an outlet.
I don't think I would go on stage.
I'm trying to think, where's the weirdest place that you've actually tried to charge? Because everywhere you go, you're like, I just need.
I don't know that it's a weird place, although.
I was at the pool the other day,
Yeah.
and
You were
I was looking for an outlet because I had my speaker, my little beach pool speaker, and it was dead, and I was looking for some place to charge it.
I was at Tokyo Joe's, and it says free Wi-Fi, right? So I needed to plug in my computer to keep, because the battery was all kaput on my computer. Needed to plug in at Tokyo Joe's. Their plugs are 12 feet.
Seriously, the
in the
person
sky.
in the restaurant, like, do you have any outlets?
Yep,
There's one
up there. 12 feet!
Do you have a ladder? No, we don't.
Ridiculous.
Okay, all right. We won't be plugging in here, and we had to leave. We had to leave because Eric had no place to plug in his phone, and he would die if his phone wasn't plugged in and charging. So he freaks out, and he puts all that anxiety over onto me. If it dies, truly, it's going to be okay. I might miss a text message. I might miss a photograph, Facebook notification that somebody's eating tacos.
Hey. That's important notice.
I can always get that information
Don't
later.
mess with the tacos. Oh my gosh.
I mean, here's the thing. He sleeps with it under his pillow. He drives with it under his
about my tacos
leg.
or my phone?
He does the radio show with it under his leg. He is never departed
You must be talking about my phone.
from his phone.
Because my tacos
And
are my armpit.
he, we're having a conversation, and what does he do if his phone buzzes or beeps? forget if I'm in the middle of a sentence or if anybody is. Got to look at the phone. Got to look at the phone.
What are you talking
And then
about?
sometimes I'm like, so do you agree? Huh?
I don't have to.
I'm not listening to you. I actually
Hey.
wasn't. I know you weren't listening to me because you're looking at your phone. You could let it go.
All right, I'm going to let it go. Will you sing for me?
I just said the words.
But will you sing it for me?
I will not.
Okay.
Will you let it go?
You're not going to be a princess?
I'm not a princess.
Okay. Hey,
Hey.
do you watch Sharknado? You know that sci-fi television show? Don't look, you're crinkling your nose again. That's 2 days in a row. I get the nose crinkle right about this time. What's going on there?
I've never heard of Sharknado.
Sharknado? You've never heard of Sharknado?
I'm not a TV watcher.
Sharknado is the
Not a
biggest
TV watcher.
thing to hit the Sci-Fi Network. Completely salvaged their ratings, and it's all
I believe
about
you.
sharks coming from
I
the sky.
believe you.
In-
Again, I don't watch television.
In Virginia Beach, Virginia, real-life version of Sharknado.
When was the last time you watched it?
You're not listening.
When was the last time you watched
Never
it?
seen it.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Sue Bowser of Virginia Beach said her grandchildren found a 13-inch dogfish shark, also known as a sand shark, dead near a pond in her backyard about 2 weeks ago. Sharknado. Sharks are falling from the sky. It's real life. This is how they figure it happened. They're blaming it on an osprey who lost control of his taco. He dropped his taco, or his shark.
In somebody's yard.
Yeah.
Because sharks don't fall from the sky.
They do too. It's in the news.
There's a
I've
headline.
got video on
And
CBS
headlines
Channel
tell
6.
the whole story every time.
CBS Channel 6. I'm going to post the video for anybody who wants to see it. Check out my Twitter at Eric Raymer or at Experience Pros, and I'll show you Sharknado falling from the sky. It's real life, folks.
Uh-huh.
You got to watch out.
And Bigfoot's right around the corner.
Don't.
too.
Oh! Now you're taking shots at Bigfoot.
Aliens?
Stop.
Can we do that?
Stop.
No.
Stop. Right there. You know what you need to do?
What do I need to
You
do?
need to go gluten-free.
I need to go gluten-free.
You need to go
because
gluten-free.
I don't believe your tornado shark stories falling from the sky.
You're just a little bit testy, and I think, you know what?
I might need to go gluten-free, but this ain't why.
We're getting you G-free in 30 days next on the Experience Pros Radio Show.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Your business is growing, but your computers are slowing. We can fix that. We're C-Squared Computer Consulting, and we can help you take on the challenges of your growing business by helping you get the most out of your systems through availability managed services. We provide reliable protection with 24/7 system monitoring. Check us out at c2cc.net or call us at 303-933-1113. That's C-Squared Computer Consulting at c2cc.net.
The business professionals at Extreme Relationship Management know that networking is one of the best ways to create word-of-mouth marketing for your business. They also know that many of you feel like it's a complete waste of time. The difference is knowing how to network and what to do with all those business cards that you collect. Tune in every Thursday to learn about the ERM networking laws, and be sure to sign up for the next ERM class. Extreme Relationship Management offers training and events to help you realize how rewarding networking can be. Train it the ERM way. Find them online at extremerelationshipmanagement.com and call 855-I-LIKE-ERM to find out more about their next class.
Edgetronics wants you to be happy with your business phone system. Get your phones to work for you, not against you. The friendly folks at Edgetronics can help you plan ahead to keep your business operating when there may be a phone system outage. They offer solutions with VoIP, non-VoIP, and hybrid telephone systems. Upgrade to the system with features that will meet your company's growing needs. Call today at 303-766-1699. That's 303-766-1699. No business is too small or too large, and the customer service at Edgetronics will make you smile. Call now, 303-766-1699, or online at edgetronics, that's with an X.com.
If printing is an essential part of your business day, then RMK Cartridge is your lifeline to success. Hi, this is Eric, and Angel and I wouldn't think of running our business without having RMK Cartridge on our speed dial. Remanufactured ink and toner cartridges are just the beginning. Free delivery and award-winning service coupled with 30 to 50% savings over original manufacturer products means that we're saving time, money, and space in the landfill all at once. Treat your printer to the best. Contact the guys at RMK Cartridge at 303-781-2076 or on the web at rmkcartridge.com.
You keep wondering about refinancing options. You know rates are low, but don't know how to go about getting the best rate and best type of loan for your situation. What do you even need to get started? Wonder no more. Go to CherylAnswers.com. Cheryl of ALMC Mortgage has put together a checklist of what you need to know and frequently asked questions when it comes to your mortgage. Get answers. Go to CherylAnswers.com. CherylAnswers.com.
LMB number 100020432. NMLS number 266695. You can check the licensing status of your mortgage loan originator at dora.state.co.us.
Finding care for an aging parent or loved one can be a simple and hassle-free process with Home Care Assistance Denver by your side. They are locally owned and provide hourly as well as 24/7 live-in services by caregivers that are custom-matched based on client needs. They personalize every care plan to fit your loved one's very specific needs. Call them today to schedule your free in-home assessment. 720-443-3371. 720-443-3371. More information can be found at homecareassistancedenver.com. They love serving your loved ones. Call now, 720-443-3371.
John Rush, this afternoon from 3 to 6 on KLZ 560.
The experienced pros want to help you get your business right. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experienced Pros Radio Show.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Thanks for taking time out of your day to join us for hours. Hey, you know, this whole gluten-free thing has come on in such a big way over the last several years, and it's in large part driven by folks who have a very serious issue known as celiac disease.
Absolutely, and we've been, it kind of became a trend, to go gluten-free, and everybody was going gluten-free, and the menus and the restaurants and everything about that. Is it a trend, or is it really something you need to do to change your lifestyle for a healthier you? Well, our next guest, April Peveteaux, she's the author of the Gluten-Free Cheat Sheet, and she says she had an iron stomach for years until a food incident landed her in the hospital, and she never quite recovered from it and was actually diagnosed eventually with celiac disease in 2011. She's going to help us become gluten-free, tell us why it's so important, and give us some tips and some fun little snack ideas as well. April, welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
April, very nice to have you along. Let's start here. You part of your bio says that after your celiac disease diagnosis in 2011, you raged against the bread machine and experienced various stages of gluten grief. I think I see many people in gluten grief, including my next-door neighbor here, Angel.
I am in gluten grief at the moment.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It's a bad place to be.
What is celiac disease, and why is it so important to go gluten-free?
Celiac disease is an autoimmune disease, and it's often misunderstood, but it's essentially when your body begins to attack itself. It's like other autoimmune diseases like lupus or rheumatoid arthritis. It's just the weird thing about celiac is gluten is what triggers the attack, where food is not necessarily a part of other autoimmune diseases. So we cut gluten out of our diet, we stop eating it, and then our body begins to heal. So it's kind of like good news, bad news. The good news is you just cut something out of your diet in order for you to feel better. The bad news is you've got to cut gluten out of your diet.
And that something is in everything.
It's in everything, and it tastes delicious.
It's so good. I know. It's such a bummer. Like it's like I said, I was definitely sad and filled with grief that I could no longer, go to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, and so I set about trying to make myself feel better.
All right, so you actually created the gluten-free cheat sheet, and I think, when you're at home, April, it's probably easier, you get rid of all that stuff out of your pantry and you're shopping. Yeah. It's when you're out at a restaurant or you're out with friends and family or you're out and you just see this yummy stuff. Uh-huh. How do you handle that?
Oh, God, well, I get really sad.
Right?
I do.
Let's just call it what it is.
I know. I still get sad. I was near a bakery, I think yesterday with my kids, and they're like, "Oh, I want this," and I was like, a little bit, jealous of my own flesh and blood because I'm like, "Well, you can have that, but I can't have that." Yeah. So you get sad, you deal with the feelings, but at the end of the day, you've got to eat, and you're not always going to be able to be at home. And plus, I like going out to eat and going to restaurants is a big part of my life before and after. So you have to learn how to negotiate for yourself and for your health and do tons of research and have those what could happen to you if you eat gluten. And, you know, it's not fun, it's not great, but the fact is if I want to dine out, which I do because I love dining out,
Sure.
I've got to, you know, get real with the waiter and make sure that the kitchen understands that I can't even have a speck of flour on anything or I'll get violently ill. And I have to do the work before I go at it. So there's no more freewheeling, you know, pulling into wherever and checking out the latest without a lot of research and a lot of work.
Okay, so April, what is the secret to going gluten-free in 30 days or less?
Well, the main problem I had, and this is why I wrote this book, is I would figure out a couple things to make, and then I would just make them over and over, and then I would be bored, and I'd be even more depressed.
Sure.
So what I did was create a 30-day meal plan so you can have a variety of food and to really embrace what you can have instead of focusing on what you can't have anymore. And I feel like, you know, for me, I use my own book because I'm thinking, oh God, what am I going to do for dinner again? Like, no more, you know, I love tacos as you do.
Come on, girl.
I mean, I could eat tacos a lot, but every now and then I'm like, I need something besides a taco.
What?
I know, it happens. Not that often, but it does. So then I can crack open my book and be like, oh, here's a great recipe for, you know, a certain type of a chimichurri steak or a barbecue chicken salad, and something that takes me away from, you know, my boredom with what I've been eating.
All right, so then what are some of the staples that you always have on hand that just kind of help you through some of those snacky times?
You know, if you've got a really great gluten-free pasta, and I know there are a lot of pastas out there and not all of them are great, you really have to search and do some taste testing.
Sure.
But if you've got a really great gluten-free pasta, you can have dinner in no time. You can make a nice Alfredo, or you can just throw it with vegetables, or, you know, grill some chicken, and it's something really fast and easy you can have that's gluten-free. And then naturally, there are, like, if you are a meat eater, you know, any kind of meat you can make gluten-free and delicious, and it's just that easy. So I do, you know, I have meat in my freezer when I'm ready, you know, for any type of emergency. I've got a meat emergency, I've got it. And I do have a stash of all-purpose gluten-free, you know, those cookie cravings kick in, or pancake cravings, whatever you might have.
Sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of cravings, April, we've covered all the basics and the staples in something that would be like in the Angel's kitchen, but let's talk about my kitchen. We need to talk about booze. Because you know the beer, so much of that is wheat-based. Is there any hope for somebody who's dealing with gluten intolerance in the alcoholic beverage department?
There's so much hope. In fact, the only thing you really can't have is traditional beer. Like, you can have any type of liquor that doesn't have some sort of additive that might have barley malt in it.
I love liquor.
Love liquor. You can, you know, bust open the bourbon. You can have that at any time, and the vodka, the gin. You can have all of that. Wine, and in fact, you know, you guys in Colorado have amazing breweries that are actually making some really good gluten-free beers. I know, again, gluten-free beers can be very hard to find.
Indeed.
That are good, that taste, you know, normal, but, you know, especially in Colorado, it's like the mecca for breweries, and there's a lot of gluten-free people there doing some fantastic work. So it's there.
I love it.
Yeah.
The book is called The Gluten-Free Cheat Sheet. Go G-free in 30 days or less. April Peveteaux is the author. April, where do we get a copy?
Amazon, Barnes & Noble, your local indie. I always love supporting the local independent bookstore, so head out there today. It is on sale today.
Love that. April, thank you so much for joining us. Can't wait to get our hands on the book and read this through and give it to Angel.
And she's got a piece of chocolate cake on the cover of the book.
You can still eat chocolate cake.
All right. Thank you.
All right. You've given us freedom, and we're grateful for it. Thank you, April Peveteaux. We appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you guys so much.
You bet. Folks, don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to talk about creative marketing with your hot wife, coming next on the Experience Pros Radio Show.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
The Extreme Customer Service Directory is one of the most visited directories in the state, and it's all yours to view for free at experiencepros.com. Experiencepros.com will help you find the best in customer service, and you can feel good about doing business with the pros.
Landlords, listen up. If you have investment property, you need Legacy Properties PM. Devin Bewley will absolutely get you the highest rent possible, handle every imaginable emergency, and make sure that your property is well cared for. He visits every property regularly and knows that he's working for you. Legacy Properties PM, where their promise to you is simple. If your property isn't earning you money, you owe them nothing. There's nothing to lose. 720-989-1996. Mention Experience Pros and they'll waive the first month's management fee.
Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe is the official fitness sponsor of the Experience Pros radio show. This is Angel, and Orange Theory is the energizing group fitness concept that is sweeping the nation. Experience the orange effect at the location Eric and I work out at. It's Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe Road. You'll see more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours after your workout. Call for a free Saturday session at 303-645-4290. That's 303-645-4290. We'll see you at Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe Road.
Bumper Dock Denver is now open for bumper repair, windshield chip repair, paintless dent, ding, and auto body repair, and they're upfront and honest about prices, usually posted in the lobby. As your car's cosmetic surgeon, Bumper Dock Denver also does headlight restoration, interior repair, detailing, paint touch-up, and wheel repair, all at fair prices and usually in a day or less. If your car gets injured, just call the doc. Bumper Dock Denver, 303-369-7292. That's 303-369-7292. Online at bumperdockdenver.com.
Nyland's Collision Center is an award-winning body shop that takes great care of you and your car. This matters when your insurance company wants to take shortcuts. Nyland's Collision Center only uses manufactured parts. This matters when a cheap, ill-fitting part is available. At Nyland's, it matters. If it's not perfect, it's not leaving. 303-761-9219. 303-761-9219.
The top 5 search results get 75% of all the clicks. 75%! That means if you're on page 2, you are missing out on tons of potential business. You, my friend, are in need of professional help. At SharpNet Solutions, it's not all about clicks. It's about making sales. They optimize the Experience Pros Extreme Customer Service Directory, and they can optimize your business. Call them today, 303-900-4988. That's 303-900-4988. Or find them online at sharpnetsolutions.com. Put their talents to work and see what they can do for you. 303-900-4988. Mention the Experience Pros and get up to 50% off. Call today.
I remember the moment. I'll never forget that moment. As long as I live. As long as I live.
Several of us were working to rescue a family. The house collapsed on top of the cellar door and trapped them.
We had to use Humvees and heavy machinery to move massive trees and debris.
We got them out. We helped a lot of people out. It felt good to know I could really make a difference.
Because I'm a citizen soldier in the National Guard.
Be there the moment your community needs you. Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Colorado National Guard. Aired by the Colorado Broadcasters Association and this station.
The Dana Show, 6 p.m. weekdays on KLZ 560.
The Experience Pros radio show, where small business is big business and your business is our business. Follow them on twitter.com/experiencepros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Thanks for taking time out of your day to join us for ours. Is your wife hot? It's time for business tips and insights.
It is time for business tips and insights. It's coming to you from our friends over at Bowman HVAC. And you've probably heard their commercials talking about your wife's hot.
Right?
And I'll tell you what, when we first came up with the marketing campaign, when Bobby Sue first approached us with it, I totally heard this as a commercial, as an advertising campaign, and thought it was pretty brilliant. And I think so often in business, we get so tied to and so boring, when we do an advertising or any type of marketing campaign.
Buy my service.
Yeah, buy it now. Do you want to buy it now? How about now? We're having a sale. How about now?
Scale of 1 to 10.
So here to give us some great tips on getting creative with your marketing are the owners of Bowman HVAC. We have Mel in the studio. Hello, Mel.
Hello.
And his beautiful hot wife, Bobby Sue. Hello.
Hello, everybody.
I don't know if you were intended to be the hot wife in the whole campaign, but you are for us.
If I ask Mel, the answer is absolutely.
Actually,
she was intended.
Well, except for your wife isn't too hot because you guys have Bowman HVAC.
Yes.
So,
Have you seen the size of Mel? You tell him his wife's not hot. All right. Hey, let's talk about creative marketing. You guys came up with a great campaign. Started out on a T-shirt, right?
Absolutely.
And then when we saw the T-shirt, we thought, oh, we could make a commercial out of it. We made a fun little commercial out of it. Not necessarily the only people who have ever done this concept, but you got creative with it. Is this a way to stand out in front of your in your marketplace when there's a whole lot of heating and air conditioning? Mel, what do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, it really sets you apart as far as people remember you.
Sure.
You know, people come up to me and say, oh, you're the guy with the hot wife.
Right.
Yes, I am, but I take care of my wife.
Yeah. But it's sticky, though, right? I mean, when you're talking about why to get creative with your marketing, it's so that you stand out and you're more memorable, right?
Absolutely, especially there are so many HVAC companies out there that you come to them and you hear about their services and things, and they've got a magnet and they've got everything on the side of their van, but no one remembers them, and you continue to go work on other things and no one remembers that company, but they remember your hot wife.
They do, and it's a sticky campaign. I think anytime we do any marketing or advertising, if you're going to take the time to do any campaigns, to have something that's memorable and sticky. And so is this a big leap of faith for you guys to do the Your Wife is Hot campaign, Bobby Sue?
It was. I was actually kind of scared. I was nervous that it might offend people, or you never know how people are going to take it.
Right.
Your wife is hot. It can be taken incorrectly. So we just wanted to make sure that
here on the Experience Pros Radio Show, by we I mean me, love to ride that line of what's funny and what is right up against the acceptable line. And if we do it with taste and respect.
Yeah, you guys are very classy with the way that you guys have done it, and so I don't think you have to worry about offending anybody, Bobby. So I think you actually did this. You did this very well. So Mel, what do you think are the reasons why this campaign is so effective?
Well, number one, people think of it.
Yeah.
Whenever their wife comes to them and says, man, it is really hot in here.
Which happens all the time.
Every single day during the summer.
Mel, I was asking you something. We were going to, I think it was a cigar night, and you said, I really got to go, but I'm taking care of all the hot wives in Denver.
I didn't realize there were so many hot wives in Denver.
Right?
Absolutely. And that happens every single day, and it's not just your wife. It's your sister. It's your cousin. It's your brother. Everyone gets hot, and they're looking for an answer for that, and Bowman Heating and Air can really provide that answer.
Absolutely, I love that.
Okay, how do we get in touch with you if my sister's hot, my cousin's hot, I'm hot? How do we call Bowman Heating and Air?
Our phone number is 303-622-6502.
Give that again.
Again, that's 303-622-6502.
Is there a website? Do we want to do anything online or just do the phone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Our website is www.bowmanhvac.com. Bowman, H as in Hector, V as in Victor, AC.com.
Don't they just sound like fun people to come out and take care of all of your heating and air conditioning needs? And we know our air conditioning, and we've actually got a neighbor behind us who has the noisiest air conditioner that just rattles all summer long. And so we know people who need heating and air.
And so do you.
You do. If you know anybody who's just a little too hot for their own good, call Bowman Heating and Air. The phone number one more time.
303-622-6502.
And just a tip from your Uncle Eric, if you go to your neighbor and say your wife's hot, you better have that phone number handy. I'm just saying. All right. Thanks so much, guys, for joining us today. We're grateful for it.
Thank you.
You betcha. This other business tip for you quickly. How do you perform at your peak every day? Well, RetPowerOnInc.com offers you these 3 tips. Number 1, you control what you feed with your mind. In other words, your TV, your magazines, your websites, your music, etc. Garbage in, garbage out. Make sure that you have, if you want to be participating at your optimal level, make sure that you control what's going in. Second of all, listen to what you're thinking about and identify those negative thought patterns and get rid of them, right?
Absolutely.
I think that's an important piece. And finally, make an effort to learn from people who think differently than you. Oh, there's something stepping out of the box. It's okay to think differently. In fact, it's the American way.
Oh, it's Eric's way for sure. What? Thanks so much for listening. These business tips brought to you by our friends over at Bowman HVAC. Find them online at bowmanhvac.com.
Because your wife is hot. Hey, when we come back, we are going to solve the answer once and for all, or solve the question once and for all. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? You're paying more for one of them. We'll be right back after these messages.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Get your payroll and employee paperwork done efficiently, effectively, and economically with Employer Essentials. Free up your time, free up your money, and let Employer Essentials help your business grow. They handle all of your payroll and HR needs at EmployerEssentials.com or call 303-734-9436. 303-734-9436.
Hi, this is Angel, and I've been in my home for 12 years now. When I think about redecorating, I just can't seem to get past what I've always done. Helene's Designs offers a fluff-it-up service for home decorating. She takes what I already have and rearranges just enough to fluff it up. Call Helene to get fluffed up at 720-233-7302. Helene's Designs is a full-service design firm that helps you turn your dreams into a reality. Call Helene's Designs today at 720-233-7302 or check out the before and after pictures online at helenesdesigns.com.
Attention business owners, if you're waiting 30 to 60 days or more to get paid, Riviera Finance can turn your invoices into immediate cash flow. Let them help. Their process is simple and no debt is created. Riviera Finance is located right here in Denver. They've been helping companies across the U.S. for over 40 years. So if you bill on credit but need better cash flow, call Jack Loudon at Riviera Finance now at 303-409-7706. That's 303-409-7706 or visit RivieraFinance.com.
Get yourself back on track with your mid-year vision screening. We're not checking your eyesight. We're checking in on your vision and your big, hairy, audacious goals that you set at the beginning of the year. If you attended the Success Unleashed Summit in January, you experienced the power of having a strong vision and written goals to keep you on track. The Epic Summer Summit is the perfect place for you to get back on track and to get your vision checked. Carrie Conley with the Infinite Nation will be presenting a 2-hour workshop, followed by a Connecting Experts vendor event and networking on Thursday, July 30th at the PPA Event Center. Sign up to attend the Epic Summer Summit at theconnectingexperts.com. You can sign up to attend as a guest or as a vendor. Get your vision checked.
Tune in every Monday at 11:35 for What's Going On with Jim Smith from Prudential. Jim will host a lively conversation about the financial and investment topics you're asking about. You can call Jim and his Prudential team directly at 303-669-9701 and tune in on Monday mornings right here on the Experience Pros radio show.
Are you an expert? At Experience Pros, we feature the best in business, and we're looking for industry experts to share tips with our audience. If you're an expert who offers great customer service and you'd like to be a part of the Experience Pros radio show, click on the radio interview request at experiencepros.com. We want our audience to hear from you. Go to experiencepros.com and fill out the radio interview request and start spreading the news that you're going to be on the radio.
I'm John Walsh. I'm Ed Smart. When a child is abducted, time is critical. That's why Amber Alert is so important. The public is notified when a child is abducted. It's a partnership between broadcasters, law enforcement, transportation, and you. Thanks for making Amber Alert happen.
John Rush during the afternoon rush, today at 3 on KLZ 560.
The Experience Pros want to help you get your business right. Have you joined the revolution? Visit meetup.com/therevolution and become a business revolutionary. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experience Pros radio show.
Chicken.
Egg.
It's the chicken.
We're having the argument, of course, the lifelong argument, which came first, the chicken or the egg. We're talking to our expert guest today, Sadie Russo with La Patisserie Francais in Arvada. It's a locally owned European-style bakery in Arvada. Worth heading to no matter where you are in Colorado. They've been making pastries from scratch for more than 28 years. We actually have a whole table full of yummy goodies. They specialize in everything from breakfast pastries, cinnamon rolls, croissants, breads, cookies, dessert pastries, all that. Custom cakes, wedding cakes, and my favorite, crepes. Sadie, welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Thanks for having me on.
We're so excited. Okay, so we are arguing about which came first, the chicken or the eggs, and we're going to talk about what's happening to cause the egg prices to skyrocket these days.
Yeah, at the moment, eggs are kind of scarce.
Are they just not laying, or what's going on, Sadie?
Bird flu kind of hit the egg farms in the Midwest.
The bird flu.
The bird flu. So migratory birds flying from here to there ended up infecting the chickens that
are they making out with the chickens? Is that what's going on?
She's like, we don't ask those questions.
Yeah, exactly. I really want to stay out of their personal lives.
All right. Okay.
Okay. So then, when you create this egg shortage, how does that impact a bakery?
We started looking at all of our recipes, and we maybe have 2 products that don't have eggs in them. Most of them, our custards are all egg yolks, and our meringues are all egg whites. And
so what do you do?
You're raising chickens now, aren't you?
I wish I could. I thought about it. We seriously thought about it. We threw around some really silly ideas from, getting ostrich eggs because, hey, you got a lot more egg out of an ostrich than a chicken. And somebody suggested platypus eggs. So.
Wow. Okay. So lots of creative ideas thrown out. What did you guys land on?
We are trying to do our best at cost price averaging, finding the lowest price that we can find from a supplier last week, and we're cracking and freezing our eggs right now to get us through.
Wow.
We've increased our prices, unfortunately. We hate to pass that on to the customer.
But you have to. I mean, you're in business to make a profit. At some point, if it's cutting into...
You can crack and freeze eggs?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Right.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. And with egg yolks, you just want to add a little bit of sugar to the egg yolks, mix it around before you freeze it. That way they don't get all clumpy.
All right.
Wow, that's fascinating.
So Sadie, and our guest is Sadie Russo with La Patisserie Française. How long is this supposed to be a thing? I mean, those migratory birds, have they moved on?
Everybody's expecting them to come back in the fall because they tend to migrate spring and fall, so they're a little worried. But it takes 6 weeks to sterilize a farm after the outbreaks happen. So you have to have your farm without chickens for 6 weeks. And then it takes 5 to 6 months for a little chick to become mature enough to have little eggs.
Holy
so this is a big deal. I mean, so impacting the farms, impacting our bakeries, not just our egg prices at home, but all over town. And you're small, you're a local owner. I know you've been, La Patisserie's been around for 28 years. And so when something like this happens out of no control of your own, you guys are forced to react and be innovative.
We are. Unfortunately, our last straw was having to raise prices. We don't like to do it at all.
Sure.
And we've also cut our margin probably by 20%, our profit margin.
Just waiting for the egg issue to catch up.
Now, I did a review on your bakery a little while ago for the Chew on This segment, and it's been a very popular review. It's being visited on our website very often, and you've said that your business has grown since that time. You're doing all right, yeah?
We are.
Love that. Where are you located so that we can send our listeners to visit and check out? When you got to get creative, you go straight to La Patisserie Française.
Exactly. We are located on 80th and Wadsworth in Arvada, on the corner of the southwest corner near Target.
All right.
And you do specialty items as well, custom items, right?
We do. We do custom cookies, any design that you can think of. We can decorate a cookie for you. We do custom cakes, 3D cakes, wedding cakes, all of that.
Fantastic. The phone number is it 303-424-5056? 303-424-5056. Walk us through with the bakery. What are we going to find today if we were going to come into the bakery?
We bake our breakfast pastries fresh every morning. The cinnamon rolls are by far my favorite. I have a real problem with my cinnamon rolls and having to eat one a day.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's no problem at all. They're not just a cinnamon roll, folks. They're a cinnamon loaf. It's huge.
huge.
It really is. Can we do something fun here?
Sure.
Let me see if
I love fun.
Right. We have listeners all up and down the Front Range,
Mm-hmm.
and many of our listeners are located in Arvada. They know your bakery. Let's do this. The first listener who goes in and identifies themselves to one of your staff and says, I heard you on the Experience Pros radio show.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to send me a note and let me know their contact information, and I'm going to give them a $25 gift card.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Would that be all right?
That would be great.
So the next time back, they're going to, just for going in today, I'm going to give them a $25 gift card, and I'm going to leave that to your staff to contact it. Just take the contact information, let me know, and I'll send them a gift card.
Perfect. All right. They're all listening right now.
I know that they are.
You've got to go into La Patisserie Francais. You're going to win a gift card from Experience Pros. Call them 303-424-5056. Give the address again.
80th and Wadsworth.
Okay. All right, La Patisserie Francais. If you go in, say, I heard about you on the Experience Pros radio show, you've got some goodies in mind or goodies coming to you. You brought us a tray or a studio full of goodies. What did you bring us today, Sadie?
I heard one of your favorite is chocolate croissants.
Oh. You want to see that? Check out the food review on the Chew on This segment on experiencepros.com. You'll see a picture of that. And
yeah, this is
in.
like Angel's Heaven right here. This is Angel's Heaven. This is absolutely, I love chocolate croissants. Okay, what else do you got?
We got cinnamon swirl bread, special request by Eric. And then I brought some tea cookies.
Yeah.
And I brought you mini chocolate croissants so you don't overindulge.
Look at that.
No, Eric's like, she's got to watch what she's eating. I'm like, don't tell her that.
What's a tea cookie?
It's like a little thumbprint cookie. It's about, 1 to 2 bites.
Oh.
Something that goes good with coffee or tea.
Oh, well, I will have coffee.
You will have coffee
segment.
and tea and tea cookies. Sadie, what else do we want to tell people about La Patisserie Francais?
Ooh, there's so many things to tell. We make it all from scratch in-house. Our staff has been around for 20 years making the products.
Wow.
We make amazing wedding cakes, nice and light. It's all European style, so it's all based on sponge cake, which doesn't have the oily fat that ratio cake has.
I just want to get married now so I can have a wedding cake. Yeah.
Well, birthday cakes. We do birthday cakes too.
All right. Well, I've got a birthday coming up.
Oh, nice.
Fantastic.
We'll have to do that.
It's a fun place to walk into because you have your cookies and I know there's lots of other things out there, but some of the cookies and when I walked in, this was a couple of months ago, there were some superhero shapes that were out there. Talk about those for a minute.
We are all geeks in the world, nerds, and we all have my favorite Star Wars.
I was going to say, are you going to do some Star Wars?
Yes, of course. New Star Wars coming out this December, so gotta have Star Wars. So we have Star Wars cookies. Avengers are my favorite, so we have some Avengers cookies occasionally.
Oh, my kids love the Avengers.
It makes a party fun.
We were at the Highlands Ranch Parade, and I can't tell you how many Captain America T-shirts we saw. They needed to start a club. All right, so Sadie, you get to do so many fun things every single day. Do you have a favorite?
Probably the decorating of wedding cakes. It's so intricate and so detailed, and I get to use such a mix of different mediums of buttercream, icing, fondant, gum paste. I get to create figures and all of that.
What a fantastic industry you get to be in.
It's so much fun. It's to make people happy.
Right?
And it does, boy, every day. You're going to love it. You also have a full line of breads that you put out every single day. You make them every day, and by the time afternoon hits, they're gone.
They usually are. Our French bread is a big hit. Our baguettes are made fresh every morning.
Love that. La Patisserie Francais, 80th and Wads.
80th and Wads, southwest corner near Target.
There you go. And you just got to check this place out, folks. If you want a teaser of what it's like, go to experiencepros.com. You'll see the one for La Patisserie Francais. Take a look at the photos. We had a professional photographer come in and take a look at what I was going to review. You're going to love this place. And for the first one of you who goes over there today and says, I heard you on the Experience Pros radio show, you're going to get a $25 gift card, and $25 goes a long way
at the
bakery. So love that. Sadie, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me in. I appreciate it.
We love having you as well. Folks, please don't go anywhere when we come back. More positive business talk. You're listening to Angel and Eric on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
You've got a great business, lots of customers, and a catchy tagline. Things are going great, right? Has it ever occurred to you that if you are doing so well in your business, someone else might be trying to copy or steal your concept and make it their own? It happens every day. But don't let it happen to you. You need attorney Steve Replin on your side. Much more than just a lawyer, Steve is a business consultant who knows how to protect what's yours while helping you grow it to success. Call Steve today and CYA. That's Cover Your Assets. 303-322-7919. 303-322-7919.
Computers. We can't live a moment without them. My friend sent me an email recently saying she was having 99 problems and 97 of them were because of email and technology. I hate it when it doesn't work, but I'm stuck with how to get past the lockups, the slow retrieval, and lost data. This is what Binkley IT specializes in, all your computer quirks and hang-ups. They'll take care of you, and often they can do it remotely. Call our friends at Binkley IT and solve your IT puzzle one piece at a time. Call 720-254-1057, 720-254-1057. And if your computer is still working, look them up online at binkleyit.com.
Dude, your wife's hot.
I know, right?
I'm not kidding. She's really hot.
Yeah, I married up.
I'm trying to tell you, your wife's hot.
Will someone please call Bowman Heating and Air? It's 90 degrees in here.
Don't let anyone else tell you how hot your wife is. Call Bowman Heating and Air today. 303-622-6502. Bowman Heating and Air, keeping couples together and relationships cool. Ask about their preventative maintenance option with a 100% mechanical guarantee. BowmanHVAC.com.
Let's face it, you're stuck. Sure, your business is stable, but you've been floundering it even for too long. It's time to call Stephanie Scheller. Stephanie is a systems, business, and marketing coach who's helped over 300 companies improve their results by setting up systems and holding them accountable to trackable growth. Sometimes all you need is a fresh perspective and a little bit of accountability to break through to the next level of your success story. Call Stephanie today, 210-426-6956, and just talk to her. 210-426-6956. She can help. It's your business. Call today.
Did you get some great customer service today? Did someone make you feel a little happier for doing business with them?
Give them a fan brag. This is Eric, and you can call into Fan Braggin Friday and share your story with me and Angel on the air, or you can write a fan brag at experiencepros.com.
Once you start looking for great customer service, you'll find it's in more places than you thought. Share your great finds with us by calling 855-FAN-BRAG during our Friday show. Kindness is so simple, and we want to hear from you.
As a business owner, you know what it's like to wear a bunch of hats, and we know it too, which is why our very best advice to you is to outsource your accounting to By the Numbers Bookkeeping and Accounting. Philip Aronoff is well known to listeners and members of the Experience Pros Network. He was voted the best bookkeeper in the state of Colorado during the Fan Braggin contest, and he can absolutely help you build your business while making sure your accounting is all taken care of. Call Philip today and take that bookkeeping hat off for good. 720-837-0860. That's 720-837-0860.
John Rush, this afternoon from 3 to 6 on KLZ 560.
Everybody get up. The Experience Pros radio show, where small business is big business and your business is our business. Follow them on twitter.com/experiencepros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Thanks for joining us back to the Experience Pros radio show. Let me start with this. Not everybody you meet is going to result in a sale.
And that's true. And most really great salespeople know to spend more time on figuring out which leads are good leads versus not a good lead. And nearly 80% of leads never result in a sale. So the key is to qualify leads quickly and efficiently so you can spend more time on those that are more likely to convert.
All right, so how do you qualify leads quickly?
Well, the good news is that according to our guest, or an article I found by Shweta Jaharia, she says the good news is that qualifying leads should not take more than 10 minutes.
Oh.
You can actually qualify and within 10 minutes know, is this going to be part of my 80% that is not going to buy, or is this part of my 20% that will?
We're going to break it down by the minute. Minute number 1. Start strong and position yourself correctly. This is a qualifying call. Position yourself as the one making the decision.
Wow. All right. Minute 2. How did they find out about you, and why are they approaching you at this stage? She says context is important. It helps you understand how much they know about you.
Minute number 3, find out if they match your target niche. And remember, you've got to identify what that is, right? You want to get a top-level summary of what they do and who they are.
Minute number 4. Where's your prospect right now, and where do they want to be? What is this, or what this does is bring them to the... Sorry. I'm going to start all over.
You betcha.
What this does is bring to the front of their mind their ultimate goals and puts you in a position to explain the bridge, that how your company can help get them there.
Minute number 5, she says, help them clarify exactly why it is they're unable to get there. And here you're trying to understand the issues preventing them from getting to their goal. Then you can position yourself as the solution.
So in the first 5 minutes, halfway through, they already know why they've come to you, why they're having this conversation with you, what their pain is, why they're not getting, what their ultimate goal is, and why they aren't getting there on their own, allowing you to bridge that gap of why you're that solution in 5 minutes. That's a lot of. I mean, you've gotten a long way. I think most of us take like 45 minutes to get to this space. Minute number 6, figure out what they hope to get from you. If they're expecting something you're likely able to offer, this makes it super easy to get the pitch out to them.
Absolutely. In minute 7, find out their timeline. Are they immediate? Are they needing something right away? If the problem isn't immediate, they're probably not going to buy. This is a huge indicator. If they don't have something that needs to be solved right away, a qualified lead is only one of those ones who does, then they're probably not going to buy from you today.
Yeah, so within that first 7 minutes, you've discovered if they need what you have to offer right now. Minute 8 and 9, they're actually giving you 2 minutes in this one to
this takes time.
Earn their trust and respect.
2 minutes.
If you've been listening carefully, you should now be able to feed back to them exactly what it is they desire, what it is that's preventing them from getting there. If you can articulate their problems and desires better than they can, they'll immediately associate that solution with you. And so you're taking a little bit of time to just build into them, you came to me, this is the problem that you said you had, and this is why you can't get there, and this is how our problem is exactly what, or our solution is exactly what you're looking for.
And then finally, in the 10th minute, that last minute is for you to close this conversation, and really it doesn't take much more than that. By now you should know whether they're qualified or not. If they are qualified, you'll explain to them what the next step is in your sales funnel. If they're not right for you, politely let them know. If you know another business that might be able to help them, make the referral. You're going to earn a lot of goodwill from both parties if you do that. Now, let's talk for just a minute about the rest of that sales funnel. Because if you don't know what your sales process is, if you don't know what the next step is, this thing is dead in the water before you ever have minute number 1.
So now imagine that this is, we think about, okay, this is all happening face-to-face, or this is happening on a phone call. But this is exactly what can happen on your website and through your social media.
Right.
Taking those people through your sales process, and you've got to know what that step is. So imagine if your website positioned yourself as the expert. So once they got to your website, positioning yourself as the expert in the product and service.
Imagine if your website had the ability to ask and receive an answer, maybe just by a click mark, a checkbox, about how people found you, giving you a little more information about the context.
Right, and making sure that it matches up with your target audience. The words that you're using, the scenery, the demographics, the text, all of that is appealing exactly to that target audience that you're looking for.
What if your website had some input opportunities where the prospect, the visitor to your website, could input where they are now and what they really want to see happen?
And we've seen this in some websites. You've got some different boxes. Do you need this pain solved? Do you need this pain solved? Do you need this pain? Give them a choice of 3 different things that take them through that navigation process. And even in a piece of that, are these the issues you're struggling with? Are these the things that are keeping you from? In the beginning, when you think about the clients you serve, you think, okay, everybody's unique, and you're going to customize something to every different customer.
Good luck with that. That's a complicated business model.
Well, you're going to discover pretty quickly into it that there's probably 3 different things that you solve for, 3 different struggles that they're having, that it isn't all that unique from everybody else.
Well, take a look at one of my favorite burger joints, In-N-Out Burger. They serve 3 things. They serve burgers, shakes, and fries. That's it. And that's an oversimplification, but you specialize, and that's what's going to really make a big difference for you.
Absolutely. You're going to find out the immediacy. You can even use your website to find out the immediacy. Do they need what do they need you right now? If you've got some different pages on your site where they can get to know you, read some testimonials.
That's how you earn their trust and their respect.
And then by that time, you'll know if they're qualified, and you can take them into the next step in your sales process.
So what is the next step for your sales process? And this is a hypothetical question because you're probably driving or listening to this while at your cubicle or whatnot. But the question is a valid one. What is the next step? You've identified, you spent 10 minutes with the prospect, whether on your website, whether face-to-face, whether over the phone. What is the next step? I remember one of our great mentors in business said, the point of every meeting is to schedule another meeting.
Yeah, never finish a meeting without scheduling the next one. Do they need to think about it? Do they need to get buy-in from their team? Do they need to come up with some funds? Do they need to do some work on the backside before they can start with you? Different elements of, but knowing how you're going to walk them through that and be there every step of the way. Again, we spend a lot of time, I think, for many small business owners, they're spending a lot of time having these coffee meetings, right? Getting to know each other. And it's really good to build your network and to build relationships with people. But when you think about the time that you're spending with people who you think are a good lead, and you're taking them through and you're spending 45 minutes and you have a second meeting and then you have a third meeting, if you break it down into these simple 10-minute steps or this 10-minute checklist, you can actually create a little checklist. Not that you're going to go through it in front of them. Okay, I stated my position correctly. Okay, now I found out how you know about me. All right, now
it's got to be organic and authentic.
But it does give you a little guideline as you're starting out, just to keep the conversation moving along, so that you don't get derailed, right? And you don't get off path and off track. You don't want to end your day having tons and tons of meetings and really not at the end of the day, at the end of the day, not knowing where you stand.
Indeed, indeed. Well, a fantastic article, and thank you for bringing that. I just posted it to our Twitter feed at Eric Raymer on Twitter, and I'm going to post it over to Experience Pros as well. You can do this. You can actually identify the 20% of the people who are interested in your services simply by going down that checklist.
Absolutely. And so it's super fun, super simple. Don't be afraid of the conversation. Remember, they do have a need. Then right now, somewhere, somebody is looking for exactly what it is you have to offer.
Indeed, indeed. Hey, we've got all kinds of events going on this month. You want to make sure that you're a part of the Experience Pros Nation, don't you? Go to experiencepros.com and check on the calendar. Those events are hosted both by Angel, myself, and our team at Experience Pros, as well as many of the members of the Extreme Customer Service Directory.
Yes, we have actually some really fun stuff coming up in the month of July. Later on in the month, Daryl Stern is doing a workshop for us, helping us improve our landing pages. The Epic Summer Summit is coming up, and then in August, the Summer Toast, which is Denver's largest networking event. So lots of good stuff all on the Experience Pros calendar. Really easy for you to find out where we're going to be and how you can get involved.
Indeed. Hey, look at the time. We have to take a quick station ID at the top of the hour and get the news. But the good news for you is that while we're away, you can turn up the volume and do business with the businesses that do business with the pros. I said that a lot of times. And we'll be back with another hour of positive business talk right after this.
This has been the Experience Pros Radio Show with business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. For more information, you can contact Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or visit them on the web at experiencepros.com, facebook.com/experiencepros, and twitter.com/experiencepros. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.
Dana Lash, tonight at 6 on KLZ 560.
SquareTrade does not cover lost or stolen items. Savings based on 2-year iPhone plan with one claim compared to Asurion total equipment coverage as of April 10th, 2015.
Getting a new Galaxy, iPhone, or other smartphone? Get this. Every 2 seconds, one of us accidentally breaks our phone. So protecting your new smartphone is a smart idea. But if you have insurance from one of those big cell phone companies, you're paying way too much. I'm Steve Abernethy, and I founded SquareTrade to give you a better choice. Phone insurance from Verizon, Sprint, or other wireless carriers can cost you as much as $11 every month, plus up to a $199 deductible when you break your phone. SquareTrade phone protection is less than $5 a month with a much lower deductible. We can save you over $240. And switching to SquareTrade is easy. Even if you're locked into a 2-year phone contract with Verizon, Sprint, or other wireless carrier, you can cancel their phone insurance anytime. We'll even show you how.
Switch to SquareTrade now and save over $240. Visit squaretrade.com. That's squaretrade.com.
SquareTrade! KLZ AM 560, KLZ HD Denver. Listen live at klz560radio.com. KLZ 560.
This is the Blaze Radio News. I'm Kay Long. The Senate Armed Services Committee meeting on Capitol Hill. Chairman John McCain calling out the president for his lack of strategy in fighting ISIS terrorists.
When it comes to ISIL, President Obama's comments yesterday at the Pentagon reveal a disturbing degree of self-delusion that characterizes the administration's thinking.
But Defense Secretary Ash Carter testifying a diverse U.S.-led strategy can defeat ISIS terrorists.
Achieving ISIL's lasting defeat will require continued commitment, steady leadership, hard work by our men and women in uniform, and most importantly, commitment and sacrifice by Iraqis and Syrians.
A bill to remove the Confederate battle flag from the grounds of South Carolina's state capitol goes on to the state house after passage in the Senate. The bill passing a third reading by a vote of 36-3. It's not known what happens to the bill once it reaches the House. A court appearance for an illegal Mexican admitting he kills 32-year-old Kate Steinle. Juan Francisco Lopez Sanchez, with a criminal record, deported 5 times. GOP presidential candidate Donald Trump with reaction, as we hear from the Blaze Radio's Robin Walensky.
Donald Trump doubling down on his Mexican illegals comments, saying the murder of the woman in San Francisco by an illegal alien validates his remarks. Trump saying the worst elements in Mexico are being pushed into the U.S. by the Mexican government. The largest suppliers of heroin, cocaine, and other illicit drugs are Mexican cartels. Likewise, Trump says tremendous infectious disease is pouring across the border.
New York Democratic Senator Chuck Schumer calling for a federal ban on iPhone cases designed to look like guns. He says they're a disaster waiting to happen and put young lives at risk. Schumer also says selling these imported gun grip cases likely violates federal law. Schumer asking Amazon, eBay, and other online retailers to stop sales immediately. This is news on the Blaze Radio Network. Truth lives here.
The Blaze Radio News on KLZ 560 Denver. Dana Lash, tonight at 6 on KLZ 560.
You're listening to the Experience Pros radio show, where business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business, and founders of Experience Pros University, are inspiring you to get your business right. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel and Eric. Very nice to have you along with us today. We're here to remind you that small business is big business, and your business is our business. What would you do? What's the craziest thing you'd come up with in order to market your business?
The craziest thing we've come up with to market our business. We hosted a real-life game of Clue. As a networking event to emphasize creating an experience, a customer experience.
Right.
And it was a great event for us. It was, event marketing turned into an incredible game changer for our business and launched really our business into the marketplace.
And to give you an idea of what that involved, the president of a local chamber of commerce agreed to be the one that we in the game of Clue.
In the game of Clue,
die, right?
Yeah. And so we did a front page headline on the community newspaper, and so they did a front page,
right.
write-up of it in the community that he died.
And we had a backhoe carrying a coffin outside the front door of the event.
We had multiple companies. This is where we were able to collaborate. Different companies were the venue of where this happened. Different companies were the weapon, and then even the kind of all those 3 different categories: the people, the place, and and the weapon of choice. And so we had like 30 different vendors and companies that we collaborated with.
It was amazing.
People had to go around and find the clues, just like you do on the board game, right? If there's a clue out, then that's not the clue that's in the envelope.
Right.
And lots of people had to guess and figure it out.
Hundreds of people participated, and it was the launch to our business.
It really was. It was super fun.
Well, Daniel Boria, 26 years old, decided that game of Clue really wasn't all that exciting. He wanted to do something a little different.
Okay.
He strapped a whole bunch of helium balloons to his lawn chair. And
like in the movie Up with the balloons? Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like that. And up, and away he went.
Oh, what was he promoting?
He's promoting a cleaning company.
Okay.
That was the intent.
Okay.
Right. He was charged with 1 count of mischief causing danger to life and 1 count of mischief to property under $5,000 for his stunt.
Oh, right. What went wrong?
Well, the fact that he went so high that he was looking down on commercial airliners.
Really?
Right.
How many balloons did it take?
A lot.
Wow, so he was able to actually launch himself into a lawn chair.
And then he just jumped out of the chair and opened a parachute. Did not land where he was expecting to land, had kind of a rough landing, and yeah, it was, that's kind of crazy.
So how did he, maneuver the
He didn't. He just went up.
He just went up.
Yeah.
And just kept going up.
Subject to all those things that make hot air balloons what I will never do.
So he had no way to maneuver, no way to direct. He didn't pop some balloons, to change his.
No. Just
and
went
then,
up.
and when he got too high, he jumped out.
Yep.
And he had a parachute.
Right.
And this was for a cleaning
I'm glad
company.
the guy didn't die.
So he did get some media.
Oh, he got lots of media.
I wonder how well the cleaning company's doing now. Did you clean up that mess?
I don't know.
Couldn't you clean up that mess?
Yeah. Hey, but you know what? We're going to springboard off of this topic and move into some cringeworthy mistakes you might be making in your business. That's coming next on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Finding care for an aging parent or loved one can be a simple and hassle-free process with Home Care Assistance Denver by your side. They are locally owned and provide hourly as well as 24/7 live-in services by caregivers that are custom-matched based on client needs. They personalize every care plan to fit your loved one's very specific needs. Call them today to schedule your free in-home assessment. 720-443-3371. 720-443-3371. More information can be found at homecareassistancedenver.com. They love serving your loved ones. Call now, 720-443-3371.
Imagine having a business partner watch over your computer systems day and night, actively responding to changing needs in your environment, helping make sure things run fast and smooth, protecting your valuable information. With availability, our managed services platform, C-Squared Computer Consulting can provide 24/7 monitoring, manage updates, and optimize your systems. Let C-Squared be your business partner. Call us at 303-933-1113. Mention Experience Pros, and we'll waive the setup fee.
With rising health costs, unplanned chronic illness, and people living longer, your retirement planning is more important than ever. Many business owners aren't even covered. Talk about it with someone you trust. Call me today, and let's explore what is the best answer for you. 720-356-6474. 720-356-6474. This is Jeff Smith with Prudential. Tune in every Monday morning for more tips at 11:35 right here on the Experience Pros Radio Show.
The Extreme Customer Service Directory is the go-to place for finding the companies who have the best customer testimonials. Plus, to make it even easier, we narrowed down the field to only 3 companies in your area. If you need a printer in the metro area, we have it. If you need ink and toner, we have it. The Extreme Customer Service Directory is one of the most visited directories in the state, and it's all yours to view for free at experiencepros.com. experiencepros.com for the best in customer service. When you're looking for the best, think Experience Pros. You can feel good about doing business with the pros.
Friends, this is Eric, and I want to turn you on to a fantastic bi-monthly patriotic newsletter I've discovered. It's called The Pen, and it's a compilation of numerous patriotic writers packed with political information that you won't find in the newspaper. Contact my friend Beth Ann for a free sample copy at csctalkradio.com or send $24.95 to P.O. Box 73, California, Missouri 65018 to receive The Pen for an entire year. The Pen, promoting liberty and keeping patriots informed. Subscribe today. csctalkradio.com. That's csctalkradio.com.
Advertising is really effective, especially for small business. Turn your company into a household name by advertising on the Experience Pros radio show. We'll help you build a trusted reputation with the professionals who listen to the program. You'll connect with the right audience and at the right price. Advertise with the Experience Pros radio show. Sign up at experiencepros.com and put your brand on the tip of your customer's tongue. Sign up today and start advertising with the Experience Pros at experiencepros.com.
Dana Lash, 6 to 9 p.m. weekdays on KLZ 560.
The Experience Pros want to help you get your business right. Have you joined the revolution? Visit meetup.com/therevolution and become a business revolutionary. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experience Pros radio show.
All right, I'm going to channel my inner Thurston Howell. Are you ready for this?
Sure.
Lovey to err is human. And that's just as true of business owners as it is of everyone else.
All right, so was that your Thurston Howell?
To err is human.
When you called me Lovey?
Well, that was Thurston Howell's
All
wife.
right, from Gilligan's Island?
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to talk about some mistakes, cringeworthy mistakes that business owners, if you make some of the, we all get it. We make mistakes. Not everything we do is perfect. We make mistakes all the time. We kind of look back at some of the choices we made and go, okay, so that wasn't our brightest move.
I feel that way about the 80s.
But here's the thing. There are some things that we're doing that, if somebody would have just kind of told us, or maybe if we had talked about, maybe we wouldn't have made that mistake. And before we go on, I want to make sure that we remind our listeners to stop by La Patisserie Francais today.
Yes.
If you go in and say you heard about them on the Experience Pros radio show, we're going to send you a $25 gift card.
They're at the southwest corner of Wadsworth and, what is that?
80th? 80th. And she brought in some real yummy treats for us today, so we were having some of those. You want to make sure that you go in and visit them today. All right, but here's the thing. Mistakes happen, and a lot of times, as entrepreneurs, luckily for us, because we're small, we're sprightly, we can recover from them pretty quickly. But here are some mistakes that could totally cost you your business.
Number one is lacking professionalism. Stop it. You got to be a pro.
Well, here's the thing. We all need to loosen the collar a little from time to time, and that's fine as long as we remain professional. Don't be the person who's known for making crude jokes, especially in front of customers. Leave the partying, all the social gatherings for the weekends. Make sure that no matter what, at all costs, that you remain professional at work. You're not, hey, dude, let's party.
Yeah. Keep that. Keep that. In fact, just don't even bring that.
All right.
Number two, you've heard sales is a numbers game. We beg to differ. We believe that your customers are more than numbers. It's a relationship game.
The moment that your client becomes a number, a transaction, a file in your database, or a cell in a spreadsheet is the moment your business starts to fall apart. Make it a point to let your customers know how much you value them, how much you appreciate them. Create a culture where it is all about the customer winning. When the customer wins, then the company wins. Get rid of policies that alienate and eliminate the customer. Make sure you're communicating with them, and make sure that they know that you value both their current and their repeat business.
The third one is ignoring customer complaints. Listen to your customers when they're trying to tell you something.
Well, here's the thing. We don't look forward to that, right? Not any of us is going, yay, customers are mad and they're all upset and they're complaining to us. Have you ever called over the manager at a restaurant or even a store because you want to brag about their service? And they come over and they are just bracing themselves for the barrage of hatred that's going to spew out of your mouth, and they're shocked.
when you're actually happy and you give them a compliment, because mostly what they get is all that negativity. But here's the thing. You can't ignore customer complaints. It is a chance for you to really shine and show customers that they matter.
That's right.
History historically shows that if you want to create a satisfied or a loyal customers come typically from when something goes wrong and you were able to handle it in a way that overwhelmed them with positivity.
And here's the next thing. If you get somebody who's complaining to you, don't just yell at them and say, you know what, it's your problem, it's not my problem, and you got the big deal, and my wife left me, and I don't know what to do anymore.
Are you having a meltdown there?
A little bit.
Okay, no meltdowns. There's no crying in business. Okay.
You know what? Having emotions is normal and appropriate. Letting them loose in an office or a professional setting, not so much.
If you're the kind of person that flies off the handle at every situation, you're going to show people that you are not a stable person, that you cannot be depended upon, and really, do we really want to work here? Do we really want to do business with you? Would I refer anybody to you if you are that emotionally unstable?
You can turn up the volume on your I won't do it again.
If you've ever had an unstable boss before, you know what we're talking about. If you've ever worked with somebody who's a little unstable, a little moody at times where everybody has to walk on pins and needles, not good for business. There are always going to be frustrations in running a business. We get it, right? But you don't have to let that jeopardize the loyalty of your company or your staff or your customers. So here's how you handle that. You're frustrated. I get it. Walk away.
Yeah, walk away.
Temporarily walk away from situations that frustrate you.
Never shake a baby.
And if necessary, take the rest of the day off. Here's a quote. It's better to lose a day of work than your entire business.
Amen. Here's another mistake that you could be making that could cost you your entire business, and that is not taking the time to hire the right candidates.
Well, did you know there are over 23 million solopreneurs in the United States? It means that they're just them. They're working all alone. They're a hairstylist, massage therapist, a business owner, a coach, whatever. 23 million of them. However,
those of you who have to build a business with extra employees, you probably need to know not all employees are created equally.
Yeah, so making sure that you hire the right candidates, and it probably is going to take you a little while to learn that process and kind of filter through, but bringing on the right people are key, or bringing on the wrong people are those cringy mistakes that it takes you a long time to recover from in business.
A manager I used to have said there's only two things that are going to get you fired in this environment: if you lie to me or if you steal from me. And that's a good first step, I think, towards filtering your candidates.
Well, and making sure, we talked about this a couple weeks ago in a restaurant industry, and kind of matching this to any industry, that your entire staff knows the culture of your business. And in this example with the restaurant industry, that every employee knew how to seat a customer,
right,
and they knew everything that was on their menu. And so for you, can you bring them into your sales process? Everybody on your staff, can everybody bring them into your sales process? And does everybody on your staff know what you offer?
The final mistake that we're going to talk about here today in this segment is keeping a death grip on all the responsibilities. Listen, you need to learn to delegate.
You got to let it go. All right, it's hard to do, because here's the thing, as an entrepreneur, right, you are wearing all the hats. You started out as a solopreneur, so it was all you, all on you. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs believe that they are the only ones who can handle each and every task. But here's the thing, if you hold the reins so tightly, it compromises your chances of growing. When you learn to delegate tasks to others, you free yourself up to handle more important work by teaching others how to complete the tasks so that they're able to do it without you. You can take a day off, an afternoon off, perhaps go on vacation. You can start to delegate, which means you can start to outsource. You can start to hire. Your company will start to grow. And pretty soon, you have a thriving company that you don't have to have your finger involved in every single little thing. And eventually, an exit strategy.
Oh.
Which is really where we make the money, is when you sell the business.
I was going to say, we just ran out of time, but we had to talk about the exit strategy. That's for another segment. But don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we're going to talk about having some productive team meetings with those people who survived. Nice. Be back after this.
The experienced pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe is the official fitness sponsor of the Experience Pros radio show. This is Angel, and Orange Theory is the energizing group fitness concept that is sweeping the nation. Experience the orange effect at the location Eric and I work out at. It's Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe Road. You'll see more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours after your workout. Call for a free Saturday session at 303-645-4290. That's 303-645-4290. We'll see you at Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe Road.
The business professionals at Extreme Relationship Management know that networking is one of the best ways to create word-of-mouth marketing for your business. They also know that many of you feel like it's a complete waste of time. The difference is knowing how to network and what to do with all those business cards that you collect. Tune in every Thursday to learn about the ERM networking laws, and be sure to sign up for the next ERM class. Extreme Relationship Management offers training and events to help you realize how rewarding networking can be. Train it the ERM way. Find them online at extremerelationshipmanagement.com and call 855-I-LIKE-ERM to find out more about their next class.
Let's face it, most phone systems are old and outdated, or they're so complicated it takes a PhD just to change your voicemail. Introducing Edgetronics, your answer to all your business telephone needs. Edgetronics is authorized and certified by Avia, and they'll not only replace your old phones with new solutions, they'll train your staff on how to get the most out of them. Proudly serving up and down the Front Range for over 10 years, Edgetronics wants to be your next phone system provider. Call them today at 303-766-1699 or online at Edgetronics. That's with an X.com.
Gentlemen, it's time to step it up a notch. I'm talking about your clothing. Sure, we're all super casual here in Colorado, but there's something to be said for dressing to match your market. You need personal stylist Michelle Martinez. Michelle will come to where you are, custom measure you for an unmatched fit, and help you find your next outfit, all without breaking the bank. Luxury starts with premium materials, and Michelle's got the best Italian fabrics. And talk about value, your clothes delivered straight to you, saving you tons. Call Michelle today, 720-261-4914. That's 720-261-4914.
Landlords, listen up. If you have investment property, you need Legacy Properties PM. Devin Bewley will absolutely get you the highest rent possible, handle every imaginable emergency, and make sure that your property is well cared for. He visits every property regularly and knows that he's working for you. Legacy Properties PM, where their promise to you is simple. If your property isn't earning you money, you owe them nothing. There's nothing to lose. 720-989-1996. Mention Experience Pros and they'll waive the first month's management fee.
Stop calling around looking for the best mortgage rates and call ALMC Mortgage. ALMC Mortgage matches you with the right mortgage for your needs every single time. Now's the right time to finance. Call ALMC Mortgage today at 303-696-6933. 303-696-6933. Check out today's current rates and questions you should ask about your mortgage at almcmortgage.com. almcmortgage.com.
LMB number 100020432. NMLS number 266695. You can check the licensing status of your mortgage loan originator at dora.state.co.us.
Dana Lash, tonight at 6 on KLZ 560. The Experience Pros Radio Show, home of the original Fan Braggin' Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a revolutionary by sharing a Fan Braggin' story of great customer service on Facebook.com/Experience Pros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Snoring? Really? Dude,
What?
wake up.
What?
Wake up.
What?
What are you doing?
You said you wanted to have another meeting.
Another meeting. I read this book years ago called Death by Meeting.
Right.
And don't we always feel like that the meetings take too long, they're not productive, there's so many other better things I could
Everybody
be doing.
says the same thing.
Right? And it's true. You get into a team meeting and 3 people have to say the phrase like in their own way so they feel like they contributed.
Right.
Even though Joe just said that before them and Mary said it first.
Thank you, Joe and Mary.
Right. And now
Nothing.
No. There are a few things worse than walking away from an unproductive meeting. So we're going to give you a couple of tips on hopefully to keep Eric from snoring.
All right, see what you got.
In your productive meeting.
I'll determine whether your tips are relevant or not.
So when we do our team meeting, I actually started noticing that anytime there's a whiteboard present, Eric could not avoid the whiteboard. He has to write on the whiteboard. But that's how he stays engaged, right? And so he's got to get up, and if he has a thought, he's got to write it down for everybody.
He's in the room.
For
you know
everybody
that, right?
to see. All right, so here's some simple things. One is plan ahead.
Thank you. Please plan ahead. It might sound simple, but all too often team leaders fall into the routine of having that weekly meeting, and there's no agenda. You just go in there, well, what are you doing? How's it going? What's going on the weekend?
You know, and there's an element to this that I think, okay, it's nice to have an agenda for on a really short time. These are the things, and people can submit their topics. But I also think there's some relevance in allowing for some free space in those meetings. What is on your mind? Because if one person is creating the agenda without the input of everybody else, I don't think it's a very productive team meeting.
I don't disagree with that. However, everybody else, Joe, Mary, stop saying what she said. Bring your own stuff. And by the way, I think you should have a time deadline to spend on each item on the agenda. We're going to spend the next 10 minutes on this.
I like that. And I think that everybody who's coming to the meeting should have something that they're bringing to the agenda.
There you go.
So that they have a role. And when you're involved in bringing something, I think you pay more attention to what's going on in the meeting.
Yep.
You can prepare your team, give them the time frame for how long to block off the meetings, which is, again, kind of hard when it starts to get kind of rambling. But if you know, look, it's a 1 hour meeting, it's a 40-minute meeting. And in the book, Death by Meeting, they actually talked about some different lengths of time of meetings. So when you're talking about your daily, they talk about like a daily 5-minute. We're all
5 minutes.
Standing around. We don't even sit for this.
It's a huddle.
It's a huddle. This is what's going on. This is our focus today. This is our sales goal today. This is whatever it is, our purpose for the day.
Right.
Who's in the office? Who's out of the office? Where's everybody going to be? And it's just a quick little 5-minute, and that's your daily.
You might want to throw some calisthenics in there, too. We have an office that's on our floor in our building that you can always hear their daily huddle because it sounds like...
I know, they're all like yelling and cheering, and it's really kind of fun and exciting. We can hear it in the hallway.
Or it's weird and strange. And
you know what, though? It's all right.
way.
Get everybody enthused about it. And, and then weekly, having maybe just a half an hour. Okay, we're just going to catch up. These were the main topics that came up. Everybody brings something. If there's 6 people in the meeting, everybody gets 5 minutes. Or maybe there's just a handful of topics that we're going to cover. And then monthly, you go into a couple of hours where we can be strategic about what's coming up and because what ends up happening in those team meetings is they're not necessarily planning ahead or thinking ahead.
No, this is today.
We're just responding to the moment.
Yep.
But there has to be an element where you guys come together and brainstorm and are creative, and you're being strategic about the business model going forward down the pike.
I recommend going to the beach for that.
And Eric and I actually, even when it was just Eric and Angel, just the two of us, who we saw each other every single day.
Staff meeting.
We still had staff meetings.
You bet.
Because there were certain things on the agenda that had to be covered that won't come up just in the daily conversation.
Speaking about that agenda and the schedule, you've been fine to create an agenda. You planned ahead. You prepared your team, telling them this is what we're going to be doing. Having the best agenda in the world means nothing if you go beyond the time limits or if you don't stick to the plan.
This is one of those where we go, yeah, we're going to stick a pin in it.
You know, and that's just it. You go your 10 minutes. If you're going to talk 10 minutes on a certain topic, you go 10 minutes, and you say, you know what, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we've advanced the cause this far, and we're going to bring this up again tomorrow, next week, whenever it is. But that's it. And you stick to your agenda.
And I think that's why the agenda piece, when you don't allow for that free space, 10 minutes, we didn't solve it. We didn't get anywhere in it, and now we all have to come back next week and hope that we can start where we left off, which doesn't happen, and that we're going to move forward.
To the point that you should not stick to your agenda?
I am saying that the agenda is what makes it so unproductive.
That is completely contrary to everything we just said.
Well, having some free space. You have to have free space. You can't just go 10 minutes and we're out. And that's all we got. We didn't solve anything. We didn't cover anything, but we have to go to the next thing in the agenda. I think that's where people feel that the meeting was unproductive.
So let me ask you a question here, since we've taken opposing sides to this conversation. If in your world you schedule in the free space, right? Because you got to do that. Let's just say you give 10 minutes to the topic.
How he's like shifted his body around?
Well, it surprised me. Mid-conversation,
opposite.
In mid-conversation, you just disavowed everything we just said. So I
didn't disavow everything. I said free space. You didn't listen and hear it.
We have a 10-minute conversation on the topic du jour, or whatever it may be. And then let's just say, because we're scheduling in free space, you want to give, 5 minutes, 10 minutes extra, just in case? right?
There are some topics
right.
which is why if you're having the 5 minutes and the 15 minutes and you're doing them,
I get it.
Then you allow for the longevity.
So pray tell.
Pray tell.
What if we go through our 10 minutes and we didn't get it done, and instead of parking the car right there and coming back to it, which you didn't like at all, you said it was completely unproductive, let's just say that we went into our extra time, our bonus time. Let's call it angel time. And when we do that, and we talk for another 10 minutes, which was the allocated amount of time for angel time, and we still don't come to a conclusion, what then?
Finish. You're going to snore, not because we are continuing the conversation. You have to be able to, the conversation has to be moving forward and not just, okay, let's rephrase and rebanter and share things. The conversation has to be moving forward to an end goal, and this is what we're trying to solve for.
So should it take 10 minutes or 20 minutes? And should we schedule that in the original agenda? Because agendas are not bad. Agendas are like lists.
I know, right? But you're saying if we don't get to it at the end of the 10 minutes, we stop, because we have to move to the agenda.
Somebody got to move the meeting along.
That makes for an unproductive meeting because now we have 5 things on the agenda. Nothing got answered because we didn't have enough time and we had to move to the next thing.
Answer it during the 10 minutes.
But you can't always get there in 10 minutes.
No, you can't.
You have to have free space.
All right, so we have free space built in. My question is still valid.
Yeah, you can't.
What if you go through the entire free space and you still haven't made a decision?
Then you can't move on to the next item on the agenda.
Oh, so your meeting is unproductive.
No, you actually came up with an answer to something rather than 5 unfinished issues.
I gotcha. All right. Well, there you go. That's how to have a productive meeting.
And this is how Angel gets nothing. Eric, I have these conversations with Eric. Eric sleeps, and I just get to a point and go, you know what? I'll just figure it out on my own.
Because, yeah, okay. When we come back, we're going to talk about relationship marketing and how to master that. We've got the master in the studio with us. Ashley Rawls joins us next on the Experience Pros Radio Show.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Get your payroll and employee paperwork done efficiently, effectively, and economically with Employer Essentials. Free up your time, free up your money, and let Employer Essentials help your business grow. They handle all of your payroll and HR needs at EmployerEssentials.com or call 303-734-9436. 303-734-9436.
If printing is an essential part of your business day, then RMK Cartridge is your lifeline to success. Hi, this is Eric, and Angel and I wouldn't think of running our business without having RMK Cartridge on our speed dial. Remanufactured ink and toner cartridges are just the beginning. Free delivery and award-winning service coupled with 30 to 50% savings over original manufacturer products means that we're saving time, money, and space in the landfill all at once. Treat your printer to the best. Contact the guys at RMK Cartridge at 303-781-2076 or on the web at rmkcartridge.com.
When you work from home, you run the risk of setting up a makeshift workspace in the corner or somewhere off to the side of your bedroom. It's not really a home office. It just happens to be your office at home. Let Helene's Designs help you create a productive workspace that transforms you from hobbyist into an innovative CEO ready to be featured in a magazine spread. Take charge of your home office and call Helene's Designs. You're the CEO. Make sure your home office looks like it. 720-233-7302. 720-233-7302.
Let's face it, you're stuck. Sure, your business is stable, but you've been floundering it even for too long. It's time to call Stephanie Scheller. Stephanie is a systems, business, and marketing coach who's helped over 300 companies improve their results by setting up systems and holding them accountable to trackable growth. Sometimes all you need is a fresh perspective and a little bit of accountability to break through to the next level of your success story. Call Stephanie today, 210-426-6956, and just talk to her. 210-426-6956. She can help. It's your business. Call today.
Nyland's Collision Center is an award-winning body shop that takes great care of you and your car. This matters when your insurance company wants to take shortcuts. Nyland's Collision Center only uses manufactured parts. This matters when a cheap, ill-fitting part is available. At Nyland's, it matters. If it's not perfect, it's not leaving. 303-761-9219. 303-761-9219.
Every day, hundreds, if not thousands of people are searching online for what your business has to offer. SharpNet Solutions can help you get found, just like they did for Vera at Lovebug Matchmaking.
SharpNet has really helped our business expand to 60 miles around our business. Being able to be seen online and being able to be seen through searches has made an enormous difference.
SharpNetSolutions.com or 303-900-4988.
Each year, high school students from around the world begin the adventure of a lifetime by studying in the United States. Academic Year in the USA, AUSA, invites your family to become a part of the adventure. To host a student or to study abroad, call us at 1-888-55-AY-USA.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show, where it really doesn't matter what business you're in or how you run your meetings. You're in the relationship business.
Absolutely, and we all are dealing with people, but how do you do relationships when it comes to being professional and in business? I think some people are just, okay, where do we draw the line from being too friendly, and where does it cross over from being unprofessional? And they just don't get it. How do you build relationships with people? We're going to talk to our expert, Ashley Rawls, with Blissful Giving. You can find her online at blissfulgiving.com. She also won our Member of the Month a couple months ago.
She's a rock star.
For receiving the most fan brags, and she is an expert when it comes to relationship marketing. Ashley, welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Hi, friends.
Good to see you.
You too.
All right, so I get confused, Ashley, with two words in the same sentence that have completely different contextual meanings to many, many people. Relationship, marketing. Are we BFFs or are we sales channels?
Well, like Angel said, there is a balance between the two, and you can be friends with someone and care about them personally while still having a business relationship with them. It is possible.
Okay, so what is the what would we say like is the Webster's Dictionary for what is relationship marketing?
Well, I would say that it has to do with presenting your business, but caring more about that relationship that you have. You know, we do business with people that we know, like, and trust.
That's what Bob Berg told us.
And so it's constantly about building that relationship, because you are more likely to get referrals and clients when you have a relationship that's built more on just a sales number.
Okay.
Well, go ahead.
So how does relationship marketing differ from traditional marketing?
Well, relationship marketing is a little bit, you do a little bit of spy work. So if it's digging through their Facebook, finding out when their birthday is, or finding out something that they like, if they're an Angels fan, you could tell them that there's a great Angels-Rockies game tonight at 6:40.
Like the California Angels?
Yes, the California Angels.
I don't
You're
know anybody
going, right? I think I saw that.
I don't know anybody who's an Angels fan.
Of course I'm going. Gosh.
Ashley and I grew up in the same neighborhood out in California, and so I appreciate that.
Are you going to?
No, I was invited, but unfortunately I have a furniture event happening today.
His priorities are way screwed up.
Way out of whack. But so I think there's an element with traditional sales training historically where they would build rapport. They would look around at pictures. Oh, you're a Rockies fan? Oh, I'm a Rockies fan. Oh, you like baseball? I like baseball. And trying to find something in common.
It's all just BS.
But unfortunately, then as soon as you relaxed, and you're like, I do like baseball, and I am. Then they would, like, switch it around and go, okay, so when are we going to change your merchant services? And it would feel so icky, Ashley.
Right.
Yeah. But this isn't that.
No, you don't want to be icky. You want to stay away from the ickiness as much as possible.
Can I quote you on that? Stay away from the icky.
Stay away from the icky. Okay, so how do businesses benefit from relationship marketing? Does it take more time? Is it more expensive? Is it easy to train our sales staff to do?
No, it's very easy. It's just about listening, really, and that's what we're supposed to do whenever you're building relationships, whether it's business or personal.
Oh, my gosh.
I know. Crazy.
It's easy. Just listen. You know what? You just eliminated the need for all psychologists. If we would all just simply listen.
Except for those in the Experience Pros directory.
Yes, and there are none.
Okay, perfect. Well, then yes, all are done.
They're like, you people are too happy.
For psychologists, if you'd like to be in the Experience Pros Extreme Customer Service Directory, we have openings, and apparently they're on discount.
When it comes to listening, Ashley, I think this is this is not intuitive. We've got something to sell. We've got something to share. We've got something. We're so excited. And I think traditional marketing is we just want to talk your ear off. We'll talk you in and out of the sale. How do you teach people to just shut up?
Well, that's kind of where my name Blissful Giving came. It was all about listening and figuring out what I can give to other small businesses that will improve their business. And it's Tony Rayburn does a great job of talking about that in his classes, about being the only one in the room that's actually listening, and you'll have a line out the door of people that want to talk to you because everybody else there is just ready to sell.
And we've all been on the receiving end of that. Absolutely. Okay, so if we were going to switch over from traditional marketing, what are some things we should be incorporating?
Well, I think it's about listening and actually hearing what they're saying. When you go to a networking event afterwards, make some notes about people. It's not rude to take a minute aside and remember something about them or write it on the back of the business card so that you can relate to that later on.
So do you think it's important to ask the right questions? I mean, when we're listening, I mean, we could just go in and not say a word that would be complicated to get people to give you the information that you really is important, right?
Right. I think asking them, what can I do for you, is a big thing because people always want something from all of us.
Yeah.
And that opens up a whole door of information that they'll give to you, whether it's business, personal, stuff you don't want to know. You get it all, kind of.
You kind of do. I think when it comes to relationship marketing, actually, I think a big component of that is in the follow-up. What happens after the meeting, after the conversation? This is where I think traditional marketing falls short. We either got the sale and we go next, or we didn't get the sale and we move on.
Right. And the follow-up is also after a sale, too. Once you get the sale and you're like, woohoo, and then you forget all about them. Whereas if you came back to them 60, 90 days later and said, hey, I'm still here checking in. How is this product working for you? Or how'd you like my service? Or what could I have done better?
You're taking an interest in them.
Right. And it becomes more of just, they're not just a number in the book anymore.
Ashley, Blissful Giving is well known for your style of follow-up. Tell our listeners how you follow up.
So Blissful Giving is a Send Out Cards affiliate. So I send cards. I try to send at least 5 cards a day.
Like Hallmark cards, kind of, or cards that are gift greeting cards, right?
Right. They come through the mail, and I'm big on pictures. So especially in the business world with products, taking a before and after picture is awesome because they remember what you did for them and they remember why it was so valuable. And then you just send them a card. And using Blissful Giving, it's a fraction of the cost of what a regular Hallmark card is, and you don't have to go to the post office, which saves you time. And I have birthday cards from 2 years ago sitting in my closet still because I forgot to put them in the mail.
I do too. I have cards, and so you do it all from your computer, all online, automated, sending them out. I think one of the best uses I ever saw from somebody using a send out cards was I had started taking some vitamins, and I would get a card in the mail like 30 days later, this is what has happened. 60 days later, this is the kind of changes that have happened. And I thought it was just reminding me of the changes that were going on and what I was seeing. What are some things we should avoid when doing relationship marketing?
Well, I would say your biggest avoidances would be being too businessy. You don't want to be too friendly, but you don't want to go over to that side of being just a corporate computer robot.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how close are we to closing this sale?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You want to avoid that as much as possible. And you do want to make them feel like you care about them, like you're interested, that your service was great and what they were looking for, and you went above and beyond.
Authentic, not creepy.
Right. And genuine. Be genuine. If you don't care, don't pretend like you do.
Oh, thank you.
Words of wisdom.
If you don't care, don't pretend like you do. Well, I just went over to blissfulgiving.com, blissfulgiving.com, your go-to marketing and follow-up expert, and you have a whole list of reasons why to send a card in the month. How fabulous is that?
I know, and July will be up today. I just haven't posted it yet, but there are so many fun reasons, and there'll be categories coming up soon on the blog about kids that are fighting cancer or local heroes that are doing good in your neighborhood, and they'll have addresses on them so you can send cards to them. Using blissfulgiving.com, you can send a free card if there's somebody on your mind you just want to get a card out to.
Ashley, is there a phone number that people can contact you at?
Sure, it's 714 go California.
Yeah.
856-4679.
Give that again.
714-856-4679. 888-878-4679.
For those of you listening and you heard a California phone number, don't be afraid. It's the new age of cell phones go with you.
Yeah, everybody's got odd prefixes now because we all take our cell phones with us. But blissfulgiving.com, it's your marketing and follow-up expert, your go-to marketing and follow-up tool. Over on the Extreme Customer Service Directory, it says, how would you like to send a thank you card before your client or customer has even made it to the parking lot? What about sending a get well gift the moment you hear someone is under the weather? And finally, what if you could send a thinking of you card when you are in fact thinking of them?
Wow, that's revolutionary.
Blissful Giving allows you to do all that and more. It is the most perfect go-to marketing and follow-up tool when it comes to relationship marketing. Quick, simple. Can they sign up for the service right there at blissfulgiving.com?
Yep, over at the top of the page you'll see send a card, and you'll just click on that. It'll take you over to the Send Out Cards website, and you can get signed up and ready to go.
It is super easy. Reminds you every month just to connect with people when you truly are thinking about them.
Exactly.
Ashley, you know that we love you. You're amazing in business. You're just an amazing human being. But I got to say, go Rockies.
I'm leaving.
He wasn't listening.
He was listening.
He wasn't listening.
I told her I love her. I think she's an amazing human being, but on this one thing, we gotta go a different direction here.
Eric believes in that whole icky, nice
it's
thing.
Warm, fuzzy, cold, prickly, warm fuzzy.
Oh yeah. So because he said two nice things, he gets to say his thing.
I hope you. I wish your team well.
Well, thanks.
You're very welcome.
Ashley, anything else we want to tell our listeners about blissful giving today?
No, be genuine. Go out there and make someone happy. Make someone smile.
And it's so easy to do.
It really is.
It is so easy to do. I mean, remember when you got a card in the mail? I mean, we get just bills. We get flyers. But when there's a card in the mail, we open it first, right? We save it. We put it on display. Probably we'll show it to other people. You know, we think we can send these quick and easy emails, but a card says so much more.
Yeah, in the world of emails and text messages, getting something that you can hold on to that somebody took the time to do, it really does say a lot about you as a business owner.
blissfulgiving.com. Thank you so much, Ashley.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, when we come back, I found Angel online doing a little research on how to negotiate better, quite possibly because she deals with me on a daily basis. We'll find out her secrets coming next on the Experience Pros Radio Show.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Women-owned businesses are on the rise, but where do you go when the bank says no? Ladies, you know it's tough to secure the capital necessary to launch or develop a new business. You need to know attorney Steve Replin of the Replin Law Group. Steve specializes in helping women secure hard money lending when no one else will step up. You have an ally in Steve Replin. He has the knowledge and resources to get you the money you need to grow your business. Call Steve today. It's Money in the Bank, your bank. 303-322-7919 or replinlawgroup.com.
Computers. We can't live a moment without them. My friend sent me an email recently saying she was having 99 problems and 97 of them were because of email and technology. I hate it when it doesn't work, but I'm stuck with how to get past the lockups, the slow retrieval, and lost data. This is what Binkley IT specializes in, all your computer quirks and hangups. They'll take care of you, and often they can do it remotely. Call our friends at Binkley IT and solve your IT puzzle one piece at a time. Call 720-254-1057, 720-254-1057. And if your computer is still working, look them up online at binkleyit.com.
The Extreme Customer Service Directory is the go-to place for finding the companies who have the best customer testimonials. Plus, to make it even easier, we narrowed down the field to only 3 companies in your area. If you need a printer in the metro area, we have it. If you need ink and toner, we have it. The Extreme Customer Service Directory is one of the most visited directories in the state, and it's all yours to view for free at experiencepros.com. Experiencepros.com for the best in customer service. When you're looking for the best, think Experience Pros. You can feel good about doing business with the pros.
Don't get stressed when your car gets damaged. Just call the doctor. Bumper Doc Denver can restore your car to mint condition. Whether it's hail damage, bumper dings, or carburst garage, Bumper Doc Denver can get you back in your car and on the road quickly. They can also process your claim. Bumper Doc's experts work with all insurance companies. Estimates are free. At Bumper Doc Denver, you always come first. Visit bumperdocdenver.com or call today 303-369-7292. That's 303-369-7292.
Attention business owners, if you're waiting 30 to 60 days or more to get paid, Riviera Finance can turn your invoices into immediate cash flow. Let them help. Their process is simple and no debt is created. Riviera Finance is located right here in Denver. They've been helping companies across the U.S. for over 40 years. So if you bill on credit but need better cash flow, call Jack Loudon at Riviera Finance now at 303-409-7706. That's 303-409-7706 or visit RivieraFinance.com.
As a business owner, you know what it's like to wear a bunch of hats, and we know it too, which is why our very best advice to you is to outsource your accounting to By the Numbers Bookkeeping and Accounting. Philip Aronoff is well known to listeners and members of the Experience Pros Network. He was voted the best bookkeeper in the state of Colorado during the Fan Braggin contest, and he can absolutely help you build your business while making sure your accounting is all taken care of. Call Philip today and take that bookkeeping hat off for good. 720-837-0860. That's 720-837-0860.
The Dana Show, 6 p.m. weekdays on KLZ 560.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Try to see it my way. Do I have to keep on talking till I can go on?
All right, I got one question for you.
What is that?
What were you thinking when you wrote this song?
I didn't write.
Try to see it my way.
You know what?
It's Angel's world, and we all get to hang out in it.
I admit I do see things in a unique way. I always have. Mostly until you don't like it, and then it's aggravating to all get out. But I am, if nothing, I am consistent, and it's whether good, bad, or indifferent. I do have a point of view and a perspective on life and on how things are handled, and it never wavers.
Have you ever been wrong?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, and I make mistakes, and I fall, and I stumble, and I do stupid stuff. Now, typically, though, if I am wrong and I am incorrect, I will quickly go that direction.
You'll see the error and then switch over.
I'm not gonna bang that drum and keep fighting the fight and just get louder. Understood. Even though I am wrong. I admit that, and I will adapt to that. And so we actually found an article on Inc. magazine that's talking about some science-backed strategies when it comes to negotiating better. So
science.
A guide to the psychology of negotiation.
Science and psychology.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Right? Here's the thing. And so when we're talking about negotiation, the first thing that
this is going to have multiple syllables, isn't it?
That is recommended is to control the logistics.
Keyword is control.
Well, here's the thing. When planning the negotiation, planning where you're going to meet and when you're going to meet, you need to coordinate the when, the where, the how, who's going to be there. And here's who's wrote Nick Kalenda. He says that the person with less power, those that are less power, are more accommodating with the decision. So he said, so even if you can't 100% control the details, make sure you're not too flexible with the other party, because it looks like you're giving up all the power and you're kind of already on the losing side of the negotiation.
Yeah, I get that. And, I guess I exercise this in certain ways. When I'm on stage and I'm doing an illusion, and it's like it's a prediction trick or something like that, right? It really stinks if you get your prediction wrong. You have to be right 100% of the time. So you're controlling the logistics, even though you're giving the appearance of being flexible.
Right. So even if you have an empty calendar, you don't say you have an empty calendar.
You say, let me check my calendar and see if I can fit that in.
Right. And so to have some play, how just, in controlling some of the logistics from the very beginning. Yeah. He also says get up early. When proposing a time, recommend suggesting an early time, such as 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. for these two main benefits. First, an early time ensures that you'll have ample time to negotiate versus at the end of the day or right before lunch when people might have some
things they have to get off to.
Right.
The more time the other resources a negotiator has invested in the negotiation. So you're allowing for some more time.
And second, if multiple negotiations are happening in a certain day, the one that is entered earlier in a sequence generates a stronger impact on that long-term memory.
Which is interesting because I always think it's the lasting impression, the last meeting of the day, the last one that has.
No, but if you think about it, you're tired at the end of the day, and your memory is not able to keep as much information as it would when you are well rested.
So you remember the first one. So he says this also goes for job interviews too. Always get in the room early if you want to make a good impression.
Yes.
Third tip, he says choose the right medium for your gender.
What?
Is it better to negotiate over email or face-to-face? And the surprising answer is it depends on your gender. He says that female negotiators receive better deals when they communicate face-to-face.
Well, that's true. Everybody likes to look at women.
Male negotiators receive better deals when they communicate via email.
Except for Eric, who writes a book.
Yeah. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I think face-to-face for those conversations is always the most ideal. Telephone would be second choice because you can at least hear tones and pauses, and whereas email, I think, is the worst place to try and do a negotiation. Although, if you've already set the stage, we've already planned for and had the conversation for most of the details, and we're just shooting facts back and forth to each other, perhaps email is the right medium because now we just need to make a decision.
Throughout your negotiation, here's the next point. Avoid negotiating terminology. You see, if you use words like accepting and rejecting, you're liable to incite an aggressive behavior from the person you're trying to negotiate with.
So always use words that depict that cooperative behavior.
Right.
Collaborate.
Work together.
Work together. Partnership. Brainstorm. Also, he says you should incorporate first-person plural pronouns, as in us and we and our.
It makes it seem like a team effort.
Right, and you're going to get a more favorable deal because, here's the thing. People tend to think of negotiations as aggressive and confrontational, but some of the best deals actually are reached when both sides end up coming out feeling like, okay, it's a win for both of us.
Right.
And, something collaboration. So using the us and the we and the our. He says schedule a future get-together.
The point of the meeting is to have another meeting.
Even if you plan to reach an agreement within one day, you should plan a subsequent meeting to review the contract. And if you plan that second meeting beforehand, then the counterpart will behave more cooperatively during the initial negotiation.
Bring donuts.
Or coffee or pastries.
Right, yeah.
We used to have, my husband used to work with a gentleman named Koji, and the Koji method, that man would go into Costco, he would buy, a big thing of licorice or some kind of fun treats, and he always had fun treats in the trunk of his car.
You bet.
He never showed up anywhere empty-handed, and it was just always, just kind of set a favorable tone. Look, I'm bringing something to the table. I'm a giver, and already somebody feels like they got something out of you. So I already got that, so I'm going to give you the deal.
Oh, I like that. Well, there you have it. Lots of different science-backed tips to help you negotiate a little bit better. This conversation has been inspired by an article written at Inc.com by Jessica Stillman. We're grateful for her and her article. And my goodness, therein lies the Experience Pros Radio Show. I mean, we've covered it all today.
We covered quite a bit. Thank you so much for tuning in to the most positive business talk show. We were Colorado Community Media. We were voted Best Morning Radio Show and the Extreme Customer Service for Best in Customer Service. You want to help your business grow? You want to align yourself with a group of positive business folks? Well, join the Extreme Customer Service Directory. You can apply online at experiencepros.com. Check out the calendar. Get involved. We've got tons of fun things to do, to offer to you. And read some of those testimonials.
Absolutely. And if, by the way, you're in the Arvada area today, don't forget to stop over at La Patisserie Francais. That's in the southwest corner of 80th and Watts. Tell them that you heard about them on Experience Pros, and I'm going to send you a $25 gift card for your next visit. You're going to love that. Well, there you have it. It's all wrapped up. ExperiencePros.com, your one-stop destination for positive business talk. Now, on behalf of Charlie, our producer, and Angel, myself, and all the people that make the Experience Pros Radio show happen every single day right here in Studio Z, We say thank you for participating. Thank you for tuning in and sharing this, the revolution in how people treat people in business. We invite you to do something crazy today. Give somebody a 20-second kiss. You know you want one. That stands for kindness is so simple.
This has been the Experience Pros Radio Show with business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. For more information, you can contact Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or visit them on the web at experiencepros.com, facebook.com/experiencepros, and twitter.com/experiencepros. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.
Are you hiring but not sure where to find the best candidates? As a business owner, I can tell you that your company is only as good